where champions are crowned and dreams come true. You are watching the SFL Network live on YouTube. From Budweiser Stadium here in St. Louis, Missouri, it's week 5 here in the SFL as the playoff run begins. To heat up and catch fire, it's the SFL on YouTube. I'm your play-by-play commentator today, riding solo. We are in St. Louis as the 1-3 Baltimore Vultures take on the 2-2 St. Louis Gladiators. These two teams are separated by 820 miles, 12 hours and 17 minutes if you're driving along Interstate 70 West. St. Louis is looking to go 3-2 to jump above 500 as the Baltimore Vultures are trying to increase their win percentage and move closer to 500. With the win today, when you can run it, throw it, and catch it, you're official SFL champion contenders. These Dirty Birds are looking to make noise here in the SFL today versus St. Louis. This is a must-win game for both teams. Let's go down to the coin toss. How's it going, everybody out there? Let me know how the volume is so that I can make corrections right now before we get this thing started and kicked off here for this great matchup between the Gladiators and Vultures. And here we have the kicker for St. Louis, Matthew Martin, ready to kick it away as he has the ball on the tee. And Martin, let's get ready to boot it. Here we go, everybody. Live in action. Has a return at the 9-yard line, and the returner is tackled and brought down at the 29-yard line of Baltimore. We're looking for Mike Dazzo to come out and let things rip as he brings the Vultures out on the field for their first possession here of the game. Here's your key players for the Vultures. Offense here, we have Mike Dazzo, quarterback. Gary Malone, wide receiver. We have Tyroy Gaines as the halfback. And we have receivers, Daley Holder and Shade Carroll. Dazzo underneath the snap, take a 5-step drop, got some man open on the out route, and that pass is incomplete as Malone catches it out of bounds. And he's pretty upset after that reception, as not sure if he's upset with himself or upset with Dazzo for leading him way out of bounds like that. There's another look here at Dazzo. And Baltimore come out in a 2 wide receiver ace formation with 2 tight ends here. And St. Louis like they're showing blitz, but they call him off, and there's a swing pass. Oh, that pass is almost intercepted by the slot corner for St. Louis. What a diving attempt there for the INT. It looks like that was 25, but I don't see a number here for him on the roster for St. Louis. 3rd and 10 here for Baltimore. 4 wide receivers set in a single back formation. St. Louis is in a 3-2 dime formation. And they're not going to bring any pressure. They're going to play coverage here. 2-step drop by Dazzo. Got some man over to the top of the field and stretches it. He come up short. 4th and 1. And Tim Johnson is livid on the sidelines. Malone came up short, and they're going to have to punt it away. Pablo Gates comes out to punt this thing over to to St. Louis. As we get a look at Colin Northrop there on the sideline. Okay, that was 52. My apologies. 52 that tried to make that attempt, which was off a lobby. And there's the punt going over to St. Louis. And there's a spin move, and nothing is doing it. He's tackled and brought down at the 28-yard line. It looked like that return guy was Juan Moore for St. Louis. Key players here for St. Louis on the offensive side. We have Nick Finch is the wide receiver, number 11, and Dylan Asu. Number 12 is a QB. Halfback is Denzel Diaz, as we all know of him. And the receivers, we have Cody Scott is the tight end here for the Gladiators. And there's a snap here, and there's a strike going deep, and that pass is tipped away and incomplete. As Asu tried to go for it all on 1st and 10, but comes up short. All right, thank you very much there, Colin. I'll take down the volume of the mic here. It may not be the volume of the mic, Colin. It just be me for being super excited. You know how I get. And here's Asu in a 3-wide receiver set, like he's changing the play here, calling an audible, maybe in a hot route. And there's a snap. He take a 3-step drop, dump it off to Diaz, and Diaz is tackled and brought down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on that play there. Brought down by a host of vultures from Baltimore. Colin, let me know if the mic is still too high, and I'll adjust it once again. Asu, empty set, no running back. He's in a shotgun, got a man open, and that looks like Diaz. And he does make the reception, picks up 5 on that play there, and it is Diaz. Picking up 5 when nothing else is happening, and the Gladiators going to have to punt it right back to the Vultures. Now let's see if Baltimore can take advantage of this field position that they're going to get, which should be a great field position. They should get it around the 30-yard line of Baltimore, or maybe the 40. And there's the punt. Baltimore brings heat. And there's a return at the 29-yard line and brought down at the 30. And on that return, looks like Daley Holder. And it was Daley Holder, the 6'4", 222-pound receiver for Baltimore, which has been 3 years here in the SFL and 1 year with the Vultures as he came over from San Antonio. And we will have Mike Diaz in another 4-wide receiver set. Single back is Gaines, the halfback. And there's a 2-step drop by Dazzle. Quick strike across the middle of the field, and he picks up 9 on that reception. And that is to Gary Malone, the number 1 receiver here for this offense for the Baltimore Vultures. 2nd and 1 here for Baltimore at the Baltimore's 39-yard line. Baltimore come out once again here in a single back formation, and 2 wide receivers daily to the bottom of the field, and there's a handoff here to Gaines, and he's nothing doing, stopped at the line of scrimmage. That play was blew up by none other than Freeman Peltier and Afalabi. Peltier, that is. Sorry about that. 3rd and 1 here for Baltimore. Let's see if they're going to try to run it up the gut. And St. Louis is in a 4-3 formation. They're not bringing pressure. Looks like they're going to bring pressure to the bottom of the field. And there is a blitz, and Gaines got the first down and more. Picks up maybe 5, 6 on the play as he brought down by Afalabi and Peltier. What a run by Gaines there to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 here for Baltimore at Baltimore's 46. Mike Dazzo, the leading quarterback for this group. Here are your key players for St. Louis on the defensive side of the ball. You have Freeman Peltier, which is the free safety. And there's a handoff here to Gaines, and Gaines breaks the tackle, picks up 9 yards, and almost the first down. 2nd and inches. And Gaines is showing signs of making something happen here. T. Roy is the first name. Gaines is trying to get things moving here. As I was stating, the key players here for St. Louis, you have Peltier, the free safety. Ethan Kay, strong safety. Colin Douglas is the key cornerback. Afalabi, 52, the leading inside linebacker. And there's a handoff into Gaines. And Gaines got daylight. He stopped and stood up at the 35 of St. Louis. And Gaines has pretty much been all Baltimore on this drive. Scott LaRue is the defensive end here for for St. Louis, and Shane Masters is the defensive tackle. And Mandrick Perp is the also defensive end here for St. Louis, and those are your key players for St. Louis on the defensive end of the ball. And Gaines is 4 carries, 6.5 a carry here for Baltimore, and pretty much has just gained all of that here on this drive. And St. Louis is not going to bring blitz. They're dropping everyone back. Mike Dazzo is pressured and brought down in the backfield. And brought down by big number 77, Shane Masters. All 6'3", 260 of the rookie. Defensive tackle was all over Mike Dazzo. And Shane Masters is a week 3 signing, not drafted, nor was he an undrafted free agent here for the St. Louis Gladiators. 3 wide receivers set here for Baltimore. Malone at the top. Daly in the back and the bottom here, and there's a handoff at the Gaines. He picked up 5. And on that play in the slot was Shea Carroll for Baltimore. And St. Louis has to get something going here on the defensive end. They pretty much have to stop T-Roy Gaines, as this rookie running back has just been dominating this drive all by himself. 3 wide receivers set here. Daly hold it to the top. Mike Dazzle takes a 5-step drop. He got Gaines in the open field, and he picks up the first down and more. 1st and 10 for Baltimore, knocking doors inside the red zone as Gaines get down to the 19-yard line here of St. Louis. And coming away with that tackle is Avalabi, the inside linebacker, as he has been a busy man so far this game. The 4th-year player, 1 year here, his 1st year here, playing with St. Louis. Trips left to the top of the field here for Baltimore. Malone down to the bottom of the field. There's another swing pass here to Gaines, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Can't see who that was on that tackle, but he laid out Gaines as soon as he caught the pass. Tight formation here for Baltimore in the offset eye. Gaines to dot that eye in the backfield. St. Louis like they're bringing pressure to the bottom of the field, and they do bring pressure in. Gaines end up getting lost the words. Touchdown, Baltimore. Oh, Gaines had me so discombobulated there with that. It looked like he was going to be brought down in the backfield, and I take that back. That's not Gaines. It's the backup, Damon Monroe. Oh, the backup running back comes in, and Afalabi is just lost. He was unable to bring down the ball carrier, or should I say even catch up with the guy. Oh my, what a play by Monroe. I'm sorry, Morehouse, the backup there. There's the extra point. His kick is up, and that is good, straight down the middle. And Baltimore goes on top here early as Tarkenton, the star kicker, or should I say key kicker, knocks the extra point through the uprights. Case McFly in the chats, he's asking who is number 43. Number 43 is Damon Morehouse, who is the backup halfback. Looks like Gaines was tired and took a play off, and the backup came in and got the scoring touchdown on the drive after Gaines put in all the hard work. And there's a return out to the 26-yard line here for St. Louis as Asu comes back on. See if he can get something going here. Asu comes in today's game with 1,204 yards, 63.9 completion percentage. There's a pass tossed to the middle of the field, and that pass is caught. Picks up 5 yards. And on that return there was Nick Finch. And as I was stating, Asu has been pretty productive. 6 passing touchdowns, 9 INTs. He's been sacked 23 times thus far. It's a little bit too much for going into week 5. And there's a handoff here to Diaz, and Diaz picks up 1 yard on the play. Tackled and brought down by Courtney Kate, outside linebacker here for the Baltimore Vultures. Third and 4 here for St. Louis. As they're in the twins, shotgun formation. Diaz to the left of Asu. He's calling the signal, and he takes a one-step drop, going on an out route. Got the receiver, and nothing doing. Stopped on 3rd down, 4th and 1. And Finch was unable to get the first down there. If you're going to run an out route on 3rd down, you got to make sure you get past the sticks, Finch. Got to make sure you get past the sticks. Fourth and 1, and St. Louis have to pump this thing away back to Baltimore. As St. Louis is at their very own 35-yard line. 3 minutes and 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. As it has been all Baltimore so far, or shall I say it has been T-Roy games for Baltimore. And that punt return, there's nothing doing for Daley Holder. There's a look there at Colin Douglas, the key cornerback here for St. Louis, coming into this game with 4 INTs on the season. Power formation here for Baltimore. Give it off to Gaines, and Gaines got daylight once again. He breaks the tackle. He's at the 50, down to the 47 of St. Louis. T-Roy Gaines is on a mission. Take a look here at the replay as Baltimore gets great blocking here. Look at the pull there by 65, and Gaines get a missed tackle, and he just pretty much goes and does whatever he wants to do there. Great play there by T-Roy Gaines. Gaines coming to today's game with 326 yards, averaging 6.7 yards a carry, has 2 touchdowns. And Dazzle on a 2-step drop. Got him in open to the bottom of the field. And that's Daley Holder picking up 4 on 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 6 for St. Louis for Baltimore at St. Louis 43-yard line. 2 minutes and 45 seconds as Holder gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Second and 6 here for Baltimore in a single back formation. Looks like an offset ace. And has a handoff here to Gaines once again. Gets a good block. He picks up 4 yards on that play. 3rd and 2 now for Baltimore. They got to get this first down. If not, they're not in field goal range as they sit at St. Louis 39-yard line. Got to get that ball inside of the 35 to be good enough for a good field goal. But I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be a problem for Shark Tarkenton, the key kicker. Offset eye here for Baltimore. Here's a handoff here to Gaines, and Gaines is stopped in the backfield. Loss of 1 yard. 58 yards on the day for Gaines, but he's nothing doing on that carry. And St. Louis run defense comes away with a great stop. And Baltimore is going to have to punt this thing away. Pablo Gates comes in. And let's see if they can pin them deep here. St. Louis, that is. There's a snap. St. Louis does not bring pressure. They're going to play coverage. And the ball takes a bounce at the 6-7 yard line and down at the 4. Great special teams play there for St. Louis. Baltimore not allowing the momentum to take them into the end zone for a touchback. St. Louis has to get something going here. They have not been productive on their previous 2 drives. They only hand the ball off once to Diaz, if I can remember, here in this short first quarter. As 1:34 is left on the clock here in the first. Twins to the top of the field. There's a handoff here from the shotgun to Diaz. Diaz got a stiff arm, and he's off to the races before he's smacked by Tony Willis. Strong safety. Came up with a great rundown tackle to save the touchdown. Here's another look as Diaz gets a stiff arm there on Kate, the outside linebacker, and Willis comes away with a great tackle. Denzel Diaz with the stiff arm there, looking like he has arms of steel. And there's another handoff here from the shotgun to Diaz, and Diaz is stopped in the backfield. Or should I say at the line of scrimmage. He's brought down by 66. Courtney Abraham, defensive end for Baltimore. Baltimore is the team in the black hats. Looks like they're in gray jerseys, or it could be white, but looks more gray to me. Red and black striping, black numbers, red striping, black pants with gold stripe, red and black socks. St. Louis gold hat, green jersey, green pants, white numbers with gold trimming. 2-step, 3-step drop here for Asu. Asu dumps it off to Diaz. Diaz with another stiff arm, and he's going AWOL with the arm here. And Diaz picks up 6 on that play there. 3rd and 4 here for St. Louis at their very own 25-yard line. 26 seconds left here on the clock. Can St. Louis get this first down to keep this drive alive? Three wide receiver set here for Aso. Diaz goes out on the pass. He's going deep down the middle of the field. He got the reception. What a jump catch here by the receiver. And I'm trying to get a number on him, and that is the tight end, Cody Scott. They were just calling in the chats, asking, can we get the tight end and more involved here on the drive? And there is the key tight end, Cody Scott. 6'5", 225-pounder there, coming away with a great jumping reception to snatch the ball out of the air. And that's the end of the first quarter here on the SFL Network on YouTube. The SFL Simulation Football League is presented to you by APM Music. Second quarter has started. 11 minutes on the ticker. There's a 5-step drop here by Asu, going through progression. Got a man down the middle of the field, and that pass is caught. And that is Nick Finch with the reception. 1st and 10. They're in Baltimore territory now at the 39-yard line. Another look here at the replay, and Nick Finch comes away with a deep post here across the middle of the field. That was dangerous there, throwing into coverage. Looks like four guys there around near the receiver. But Asu said that I'm a righteous joker and I can get that in there. I have faith in my arm and his accuracy. 1st and 10 here for St. Louis at Baltimore's 39-yard line. Twins to the bottom of the field. Twins right, that is. And Diaz goes out on the pass. And Asu going for it all. And that pass is tipped and batted down. Pass intended for Cody Scott. But that pass was broken up before Scott could even get his mittens on it.
Let's go.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 here for St. Louis at the 39-yard line of Baltimore. I formation here is St. Louis. And there's a 5-step drop here by Asu. Steps up in the pocket. He's getting pressured. Runs outside of the pocket. And he's going to take it for a run. He's scrambling. He picks up the first down. Oh, what a run by Asu to scramble and keep the play alive and picks up the first down. Now down to Baltimore's 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for these Gladiators. And Asu is amped and pumped up. Firing up the crowd here in St. Louis at Budweiser Stadium. As a look at Nick Finch. Asu's in a shotgun. He's pretty much been in a shotgun all game. And there's another handoff to Diaz out of the shotgun and nothing doing. He's brought down in the backfield by Tony Willis. The strong safety inside of the box, making things happen for the defense.
1 on the play.
Showtime.
2nd and 11 from the Vultures, 28-yarder.
Three wide receivers set here for St. Louis. Looks like Diaz is in the slot. And going down the middle of the field, he got some receiver. Oh no, it's tipped and batted away. And that is pass deflected and intercepted by Giovanni Bolt. The free safety here for Baltimore comes away with a great interception off the tip pass. Take another look here as Bolt is eyeing down the defender. It hits him right in the back. And looked like that pass deflected off of Finch. And Finch just wasn't looking for it. But unfortunately, comes away with the INT for Baltimore. I know that Asu is pretty ticked off that Finch didn't turn around to look for the ball coming his way. And 3-3 nickel formation here for St. Louis. Got a man down the middle of the field is Dazzo. And that is to De Leon as he picks up a first down after that quick strike. Everything has been quick strikes here for Baltimore in the passing game. They're not taking any deep step drops, or I haven't seen them take a shot deep as of just yet down the sidelines. Everything has been quick strikes down the middle, out routes or so forth. Offset I3 looks like spread here for the offense. And there's an out route to the top of the field here to Daly Holder. Daly tried to make some man miss, but he stopped 1 yard short of the first down, but give him 9 on the stat sheet. Daly gets up, jawing and talking trash here to the defenders of the Gladiators. You can't hold me, son. Ice up, baby. D up. Do something. 2nd and 1 here for Baltimore. Gaines in the backfield by himself. There's a sweep handoff, and Gaines, nothing doing. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. If you ask me, I say he's a yard. Stopped in the backfield for a tackle for loss, but they're going to give him forward progress. Look at Ethan Kay. Strong safety here for the Gladiators. Power I, and I'm not sure why the Gladiators are not all up on the line of scrimmage, but oh my, fool me. They still get the tackle for loss. 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and give credit to the tackle to the man they call Kilroy Kahula. Outside linebacker, 6'3", 230-pounder coming away with that big tackle, and Baltimore has to punt it away. Unable to convert on the turnover from the tipped INT that was recovered by Giovanni Boat. Pablo Gates with the punt here over to the Gladiators, and there's a miss tackle there. Well, not a tackle. He just made the man miss on the hesitation stop there, which was one more. 1st and 10 here for your Gladiators at Budweiser Stadium. 7 minutes and 5 seconds left on the ticker. Dylan Asu gathering the troops at the line of scrimmage. Empty formation here is St. Louis. 4 wide receivers. Diaz is in the slot. And 1-step drop here for Asu, and that pass is incomplete. Overthrown. Intended for Cody Scott, but Cody was unable to come away with the reception. Looks like the pass, which is a little bit behind the intended receiver. Make sure you slap that like button, as it helps the league here for the SFL and our YouTube channel. 2-step drop here by Asu, gets a little pressure and got some pass completion, and that is pass to Tito Moss. The key player here for this St. Louis offense. Dylan Asu, 44.1 passing rating, 61 yards in the INT. The only way he can get that passing ratings up if he gets a touchdown here on this drive or sometime this game. Looks like a 4-4 defense here for the Baltimore Vultures, and that's a quick strike over the middle to Cody Scott. He comes away with the first down. Great catch by Cody in traffic in enemy territory. Shotgun formation here for Asu. 3 wide receivers here for the Gladiators, and Asu take a 3-step drive. He's getting a little pressure. Steps up, taking a chance downfield, and that pass is tipped and batted away. 2nd and 10 here for St. Louis Gladiators. Baltimore was unable to come away with the INT off of that tip pass. I agree with Eddie Gage in the chats. How was that not picked? That should have been a turnover there for the Baltimore, but unable to come away with that. Twins right here for the Gladiators in a shotgun formation. Diaz in the backfield with Asu. Baltimore looks like they're showing blitz, and they do bring a little pressure, and Diaz is nothing doing as he's tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1. On that tackle there was Michael Wall, the defensive tackle here for Baltimore. 3rd and 11. St. Louis has to convert this first down. Baltimore looks like they're bringing pressure. They only bring 5. Well, 4 that is. And the out pass here to Diaz, and Diaz picks up the first down. Move those sticks. Another look at it here as McFly comes away with a tackle. Diaz out on the swing pass there, gathering the first down, able to move the sticks. The crowd here in St. Louis is cheering on this offense as they're having probably one of their best drives so far this game. 1st and 10 at Baltimore's 41. 5 minutes and 9 seconds left on the ticker. Asu takes a 5-step drop, dumps it off to Diaz because he gets pressured. Diaz tries to stiff for him, but brought down at the 36-yard line. Picks up 5 yards on the play. And it looks like it was Wall. Once again, the defensive tackle coming away with the tackle there on Diaz. Second and 5 here for Asu in St. Louis. Trips right to the bottom of the field here. There's a 5-step drop here by Asu. Got an out route down to the bottom, and he got some reception. But it looks like one more comes up short. 3rd and inches. Wasn't able to get a stretch there after making the reception. Looks like McFly was the defender on the tackle there for Baltimore. There's a look at Cody Scott, the big tight end that has been very productive on this drive, or should I say in this game so far. Twins left here for St. Louis. And there's a handoff here to Diaz, and Diaz, nothing. Oh, he picks up the first. Oh, if I was Baltimore, I would challenge that. I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it, Baltimore. I would challenge it. At least from where I'm sitting, it did not look like Diaz passed the line of scrimmage, and it looks like St. Louis is going to hurry up and try to get a playoff before it's viewed here in the booth, or before Baltimore can get a look at it. And there's a snap. Asu gets pressured, going deep down the middle. Overthrown, Cody Scott. Incomplete pass. Michael Wall has been putting pressure on Asu all game long.
Second and 10 from the Vultures, 31 yards.
Second and 10 here for the St. Louis Gladiators. Empty backfield here for Asu. Baltimore is looks like they're in a 44 defense. They bring 5. Got a corner coming in on the blitz, or should I say the safety. And he got enough pressure on Asu that he had the quarterback discombobulated. My goodness. He had his receiver open, and he just pretty much just tried to hurry up and get that thing out of there so that he wouldn't be sacked on the previous play. Shotgun formation here for St. Louis. Twins right is the formation. Diaz in the backfield. Once again, Baltimore is bringing pressure. Going down the middle of the field sideline, and he got some in. And that is Nick Finch with the reception. 1st and 10 at Baltimore's 14-yard line. Move the sticks, ref. Thanks for the compliment, Macho Nacho. I appreciate it, sir. Also, TMG Jr. 1st and 10 here for St. Louis at Baltimore's 14-yard line. St. Louis is knocking on the door. Should I say they're beating on it. And there's a man wide open now on the sideline and end zone. And it's touchdown for St. Louis. Give it a touchdown. It's 6 points to Nick Finch. Can we get a replay of that? Watch how Nick Finch here gets himself wide open, but he makes sure that it gets both toes in as he dives for that catch in the end zone down the sideline. The Big Bad Gladiators was beating on that door as they were in the red zone, and the Vultures had no choice but to let him in. Here's St. Louis ready for the extra point. That kick is up and good. You can give Matthew Martin credit for that PAT, as that goes right down the middle. We have a tie ball game now, people. here in the second quarter. And Matthew Martin kicks it away. And that's a return at the 9-yard line here for Daly Holder. And Daly tries to make the spin move, but he's tackled and brought down. At the 29-yard line of Baltimore. Daly Holder has been very successful here in the SFL. The previous 2 seasons was the #1 leading receiver for the San Antonio Vaqueros. As the Vaqueros owner had some other obligations that he pretty much had to let the team go, and Daly Holder became a free agent over here to Baltimore. There's a handoff here to Gaines, and Gaines picks up 4 yards on that run. He's been pretty quiet since the first quarter, as Gaines is up to 60 yards so far in this game. Second and 6 here for Baltimore. 3 wide receivers set. Carroll in the slot. Malone to the bottom and Haley to the top of the field. Gaines in the backfield on the offset high. Dazzo on an out route here to Moore, and Moore catches the ball inbounds, but he steps out right before the sticks. 3rd and inches. Third and inches here for Baltimore. Baltimore looks like they're in a power I formation. See if they're going to give it to Gaines. And here's the handoff here to Gaines, and Gaines gets wrapped up, and he falls forward, should I say, past the line of scrimmage and the first down marker. Move those chains for Baltimore. R62. There's R62 calling the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 7-7 Baltimore and St. Louis. Single back ace formation here for Baltimore. Malone to the bottom, Carroll to the top of the field, and there's a handoff here to Gaines, and Gaines tries to bulldozer the defender there, and that was Ethan K, and K said, no sir, not here. You're not Jaye Inyola. You're not going to run me over. There's a 2-step drop here by Dazzo. Dazzo got Malone. Malone stiff storm, picks up the first down, and Baltimore is on the move. Down to St. Louis 46-yard lines, moving across the midfield line. Maurice Spurgeon said, if I could have like half of your energy and excitement, Demond, I would get all A's in my class. Man, I tell you, I've been like this all my life. Very exciting, very outgoing, just loving, caring, funny individual. There's a 5-step drop here by Dazzo, going deep down the sideline. That pass is tipped by Douglas, and that pass is intercepted. It is intercepted by Kerry, and he comes away with the INT, the strong safety. Ethan Kai here. There's a tip there by Douglas. And he comes away with the INT, the strong safety there. Great defensive turnover by St. Louis. And Baltimore got to be kicking themselves in the shorts. Four wide receivers here for St. Louis. 1 minute and 23 seconds left on the clock. St. Louis have all 3 timeouts. And there's pressure on Asu. He dumps it off to Diaz. And Diaz picks up 3 yards on that reception. Now St. Louis is calling for the no huddle. They're trying to gather everybody back to the line of scrimmage. For 1 minute and 9 seconds left. 2-step drop here for Asu. He got a lot of time here. And there's a reception there by Moss. Moss picks up 6 yards on a carry. 3rd and inches here for St. Louis. 2-step drop. No pressure. And that pass is intercepted by Baltimore at the midfield line. Dylan Asu, you got to be kicking yourself, son. How could you not see that defender there coming across the top? And that pass is intercepted by the backup cornerback, Benjamin Paul, who was playing the slot. Comes away with that reception, or that interception, shall I say. Look here at Mike Diaz. Trips to the top of the field. Gains in the backfield. Malone down to the bottom by himself. No tight ends on the play. And Diaz takes a one-step drop, gets pressure by St. Louis. He got a man down the middle of the field, and that's the first down for Baltimore. 47 seconds left on the ticker. That was Daley Holder on that reception. Hurry up and snap the ball, Diaz. You're losing time, 38, 37. What are you waiting for? Hike the ball. Do something. Don't just sit there. And he gets pressure going deep. And that ball is dropped. He dropped it. Did he have popcorn during the last time he was on the sideline or something? And that pass was intended for Mike Montgomery, who comes up short. How could you drop that pass? That would have been a great reception, not for only you but your team, because it would have put you in field goal range just in case you wasn't able to get the touchdown on the next play. 3 wide receivers, Carroll to the top, Daley Holder in the slot, and Malone in the bottom. And that pass is intended for Daley Holder, and that pass is knocked down by Afolabi, the inside linebacker. Daley Holder, 4 receptions on 5 attempts. 26 seconds left here on the ticker, as that incompletion does stop the clock. 3rd and 10 here for Baltimore. Looks like Montgomery there in the slot. 4 wide receivers here for Baltimore. Carroll at the top, Holder at the top slot, Malone down to the bottom. Gains in the backfield. He goes out on an out route. Down the middle of the field. That pass is almost intercepted by Afolabi. Don't play with me, Diaz. Don't play with me, son. I got coverage skills, is what Afolabi is speaking. 4th and 10 here for Baltimore. At St. Louis 40-yard line. They're going to have to punt this thing away, or they can either go for it. And they're going to punt it. They're not going to take a chance on it.
Oh yeah, punter. I'm coming. I'm blocking in.
22 seconds still left here on the clock. There's the punt by Gates. And that ball is bounced at the 6-yard line. It is going to take a large bounce and into the end zone. 14 seconds left on the clock for St. Louis. And they're at their 20-yard line. If I was St. Louis, I'd probably just hand it off to Diaz, or probably just take a kneel here. Let the 14 seconds run out. I'm not going to try a Hail Mary or try to do anything miraculous while I'm on this side of the field, which is in dangerous territory, and try something that's going to give the ball back to Baltimore. I formation pro, that is, for St. Louis, and Diaz dots the I of the I. And Asu takes a 5-step drop, gets pressure, got him in down the middle of the field, and that is Cody Scott. And they're just going to let the time run out. They're not going to call a timeout here. And that is the first half, folks. R62 calls the half. 7-7 as the Vultures and Gladiators are all tied here at halftime. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. There's only an 8-yard difference between these two teams, as Baltimore has 166, St. Louis has 174. Time of possession is almost neck and neck, but St. Louis have 2 turnovers. Baltimore only has 1. That could be a difference in this game. Should I say it should have been a difference in the first quarter, as Baltimore should be way on top with the 2 forced turnovers. Look at the first half highlights. There's Gaines there breaking for his largest run of the day. Here's that big play. Interception there for Giovanni Vogt. Coming across the middle of the field on that tip pass. Pass was intended for Cody Scott. Here's Asu as he finds his man in the end zone all by himself. Not sure what the corner was doing there for Baltimore on that play. He was just why he was just la la land. Not sure if any of you all who are watching today's game has noticed, but when both of these teams are underneath the center, they're taking quick step drops. They're not taking 5 to 7 step drops. They're getting the ball out pretty fast of the quarterback's hands. They're taking 2 to 3 step drops, and they think it's coming out fast. But both of these teams has been in the shotgun. This is the most I've seen St. Louis in the shotgun since they have been in the SFL. Not sure if I've ever seen them in the shotgun this much. St. Louis gets the ball here at the half. Shark Tarkenton, the kicker here, is going to kick it off. As the ball is on the tee, and Tarkenton, how about you boot it? And the second half is underway here in St. Louis. And there's the return here by Juan Moore. And Moore tries a spin move, but he's tackled and brought down by backup wide receiver Bishop Warfield. Nice tackle there by Warfield to get Juan Moore down, not allow him to get past the 30-yard line. If you want to make the team, for any team that is, special teams is how you make the team. And that was a great play there by Warfield. Twins right, offset I at St. Louis. There's a 5-step drop here by Asu. Got an out route. That pass is fumbled and picked up by Baltimore. I'm not sure if that was a real fumble. I don't know what happened on that. I didn't even see a catch happen. Can we get a replay? Looks like it was intended for Mike Finch. And well, that wasn't Finch on the reception. What happened? I don't blame St. Louis. I challenged that play too. Something fishy is going on. There's the replay. And that pass there was caught. He did did catch it, and he did make a football move, but I'm not sure if he tucked the ball in. And that was Truckee Steck, the fullback here for St. Louis, and looks like St. Louis is going to win that challenge there, and they're going to keep their timeout. Three wide receivers here set here for St. Louis. Diaz in the backfield. He goes out on the out route, and there's a pass here intended for Moore, and that pass is dropped by Moore. 3rd and 10 here for the Gladiators. Third and 10 at St. Louis, 26-yard line. 3 wide receivers here for Asu. And there's a 3-step drop here by the QB. Going deep down the middle of the field. He got the receiver. That pass is caught by Cody Scott. Dylan Asu has thrown 2 INTs for the day, but not on that pass play there. He gets a reception and a first down. Cody Scott, the big tight end, has been straight bowling. Split back pro formation here for St. Louis. And Scott to the top of the field. And there's Diaz as he breaks the tackle in the backfield. Picks up 4 yards on that run play. Little General, which stands 5'6", 205 pounds, has not been very effective in the run game. But he has been making a little noise, but not any major big plays. And there's a 5-step drop here by Asu. Got some man open to the top of the field and picks up 1 yard. And on that reception was Truckee Steck, the fullback once again. That's a big guy, 6'5", 275. My goodness, is that a humongous man? Three wide receivers set here for St. Louis. Asu in Steck in the backfield. I'm sorry, not Asu. There's a dump pass there across the middle of the field. And that is to Nick Finch, but nothing doing on that third down. Only picks up 4 yards, and St. Louis is going to have to punt it away as it's 4th and 2. Still tie ball game here in the third quarter. 8 minutes and 56 seconds left on the ticker. And the punter is kicking this thing away, trying to coffin corner it. Is at the 8-yard line, takes another bounce. And oh, the special team guy. And that was, is it Hootie Haskins or Tony Anderson? I'm showing 2 number 47s here for St. Louis, who runs into the end zone there for the touchback. Other SFL action and scores. Mexico is up on Sioux Falls 9-0 in the third quarter. Carolina is up 10-7 over Indianapolis. Indy, and that's all. We're all tied here in St. Louis, Baltimore. And there's a dump pass here to Gaines. Gaines tries to bulldoze and run a guy over. Picked up 9 on that swing pass. Ethan Kai has 6 tackles and 1 INT on the day. A nice productive day there for the defensive player. Coming up from the strong safety spot. If you miss other SFL action, Friday night, the London Knights came up short versus the Alaska Storm. Here's a handoff here to Gaines. And Gaines got open field. He got a couple of blocks. He picks up a first down and more. Down to Baltimore's 43-yard line. As I was stating, London came up short versus Alaska earlier Monday night. And last night, the Houston Hyenas came up short versus the Tallahassee Pride as Tallahassee continues their win streak, now at 21 wins during the regular season. My goodness, is anyone going to be able to stop that team? Look at Colin Douglas there, the key cornerbacks. He's playing in the nickel. Well, not playing nickel. He's playing in the slot. Looks like St. Louis is in a man-to-man coverage. There's a swing pass here to Gaines. Gaines is brought down after picking up 2 yards on that swing pass. And it looks like Afalabi was the man who brought him down. T-Roy Gaines has been basically Baltimore's go-to guy this game. Here's another handoff here to T-Roy Gaines. He picks up another 8 yards on that play there. Handoff here to Gaines in the backfield and he's stopped for a 4-yard loss. Baltimore comes away with a great stop there, not allowing Gaines to pick up the first down. And Baltimore's going to have to punt it away and give the ball right back to St. Louis. Now, is anyone going to take control here of the game for these stops that they're getting? There's the punt there by Baltimore. And there's the return from the 10-yard line and more. And he stopped at the 15. The Baltimore Vultures comes into today's game averaging just 11 points a game. Averaging a total of 262 yards. In passing. Total 343.5 total. There's a drop step here by Asu. Got a man deep. That pass is dropped by Cody Scott. He almost could have came. Well, he could have came away with that reception, because the ball hit him right in the mittens. You got to catch it. When the ball hit the mittens, that should be your catch. But he got a big dose of Giovanni Boat in his chest. Second and 10 here for St. Louis. 3:25 left on the ticker. St. Louis comes out in a offset pro formation. Diaz is the one who's dotting the I. There's a 5-step drop here by Asu. Down the middle of the field, he got Cody Scott. Picks up 7. St. Louis is needing 3 more yards to pick up the first down to continue this drive. Let's see if Baltimore can bring pressure, as they was able to get pressure on Asu earlier during the game. There's another offset I formation here for St. Louis. Looks like a tight end flex because Cody Scott is in the slot. And there's a handoff into Diaz. And Diaz gets the first down until he's brought down by a man takes down at the 31-yard line of St. Louis. Here's another look at the replay. Diaz, he gets great block. Look at 65 here. Gets a block there on Boat. Oh, no, he doesn't block anybody. Shotgun formation, twins right here for St. Louis. Diaz to the right of Asu in the gun. And there's a deep pass down the middle of the field, and that pass is once again intercepted by Giovanni Boat. Give him 2 for the day. How about I'll take 2 pair? I'll take 2 pair. Say what? So I can get to stepping in my Air Force Ones. Say what? Get to stepping in my Air Force Ones. Giovanni Boat comes away with 2 INTs for Baltimore today. I know my singing is a little off, folks. I'm not a singer or anything like that. I'm a commentator. That's what I do. Twins left here for Baltimore in the offset I. Gaines in the offset I to dot it. There's a handoff into Gaines, and Gaines is stopped in the backfield, losing 3 yards on that play. Brought down by a host of gladiators, and I'll call them out for you. 67, Scott LaRue. 77, Shane Masters. And there was one more on that play. I didn't catch him. He ran away. Before I can catch the number on that back of that truck. 3 wide receivers set here for Baltimore now. 2nd and 13. 4:54 left on the ticker. Another handoff into Gaines. The Gaines is blown up again. My goodness, St. Louis is bringing the pressure on Baltimore. Give that tackle to Gunnar Remington, the backup free safety. Baltimore comes out in a 5 wide receiver spread. Trips to the bottom of the field. There's a 3-step drop here by Dazzle. Dazzle steps up, and Dazzle is brought down. Not sure if he got the sack by Masters. Shane Masters came through with the pressure. And looks like Dazzle was trying to attempt to pass the ball, and the ball came out as the arm was going forward, so that is labeled an incomplete pass. There's a kick here by the Pablo Gates. And there's a man miss, 2-man miss here by Juan Moore on the return. And he's stopped and brought down at St. Louis 21. St. Louis come up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 21 with 3 wide receivers set. Looks like Cody Scott is in the slot, and Asu takes a 3-step drop going deep down the middle of the field. He got a man open. It's Nick Finch to the 30, the 20, the 10. How about I knock on the door one more for my 2nd touchdown of the day? Touchdown, Gladiators! And Nick Finch is just making some noise in this game. Take another look at it. Deep post. Gets right behind both defenders. That's Boat and McFly. Unable to bat the ball away. Great throw there by Asu. And Nick Finch was able to outrun all of them. And here's Matthew Martin set to kick the extra point. And there's the snap. And the kick is up. The PAT is good. St. Louis takes the lead. 14-7 over Baltimore. Here in the third quarter with 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the quarter. That leaves a total of 15 minutes and 4 seconds left in this game. Let's see if these Dirty Birds from Baltimore can get themselves back into it here. There's still a lot of game left in this. There's still a lot of game left to be played here. And there's Daly Holder there on the return. And Daly Holder is stopped and brought down at the 27-yard line. Mike Diaz got to get things going. And T-Roy Gaines was having a great game compared to the last drive that Baltimore had off of the INT of Giovanni Boat. Gaines was nothing doing. Got 2 handoffs and was stopped behind the line of scrimmage on both runs. Now Baltimore comes out to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers set. Carroll in the slot. Malone to the top. There's a handoff at Gaines. He's stood up and he's brought down and right at the line of scrimmage where he picks up 1 yard. Give credit to the tackle to Bo Knowles. Outside linebacker here for the Gladiators. If you haven't done so just yet, make sure you slap that like button. Split back formation here for Baltimore. There's a handoff here to Gaines once again, and Gaines picks up 1 yard. St. Louis is pretty much playing the run now. They're bringing pressure. Have a lot of guys here up in the box, not allowing Gaines to beat them up the middle anymore. Dazzo across the middle of the field. One-handed catch. Oh, my goodness. Was that Carroll? That looks like Carroll who came away with that reception. It was Shea Carroll with the one-handed reception right across the middle of the field, right in front of a defender as that. And Carroll picks up the first down here for Baltimore. First one they've had in a long while. Shotgun formation now for Diaz. Looks like Daly Holder hit to the bottom. Gary Malone to the top. Malone on a quick slant, and he got some reception. He picks up the first down as well. How about you give him 17 on that reception? Down to St. Louis 45-yard line. Look at there. One step, quick strike, across the middle of the field. Mike Diaz. Trips to the top of the field here for Baltimore. Trips left, should I say. T-Roy Gaines in the backfield. Shea Carroll down to the bottom of the field by himself. One step drop here by Diaz. And he got Gaines out for a 2-yard reception before he stopped and brought down by Afalabi. Scott, the Louisiana LaRue, looking to bring pressure here. The big defensive end for St. Louis. Trips right for Diaz. Malone to the top of the field by himself. Quick step drop by Diaz. And Diaz got another strike to Malone. How about another 13 yards on that reception? Nice grab by Malone in traffic. Baltimore is starting to make some noise now, knocking on the door at St. Louis 33-yard line. They finally get themselves in field goal range. First and 10 is Baltimore. Power I formation. Malone to the top of the field. There's a 3-step drop here by Diaz. Swing pass here. Looks like 50 halfback screen strong. And Gaines gets big yardage on that screen pass. Down to the 10-yard line of St. Louis. Now Baltimore is knocking on the door. There's another look at the replay there as Gaines pick up yardage after that screen pass. 58 screen strong it was. Sorry to be calling out your plays, Baltimore, but it is what it is. Maybe it was weak. Maybe it wasn't strong. Maybe it was strong. Maybe it wasn't weak. Who knows? Shotgun formation is Diaz. Malone to the top. Carroll in the slot. Daly Holder to the bottom of the field. Daly Holder goes across the middle of the field. He got Malone up top on an out route in. And Malone gets down to the 2-yard line with that reception. Malone has been awesome on this drive with 3 great big plays. Sorry if I said Diaz for Dazzo. Hey, they both sound alike. Almost spelled alike. Dazzo in the shotgun all by himself. Well, not by himself. He have Gaines in the backfield along with the fullback. Malone to the top of the field. Daly Holder to the bottom. Got a man across the middle of the field. It bounces off of him. And they play patty pat with it. And that pass is incomplete. Trying to see who the intended receiver was. And that was the tight end, Edward Morgan, who came off the line on a quick slant. And that ball hit him right in the mittens. And he and Afalabi both were just sitting there playing pity-pat with the ball. No one wanted to catch it. No, you catch it. Here, I'm going to pass it back to you. No, you catch it. Here, pass it back to you. Someone got to catch the ball. Heck, if you don't want to catch it, put me down on the field. I get out there. I catch it. I'll make sure I catch it. I know how to make a diamond to catch the ball. Here's a handoff. Here's a Gaines. The Gaines is stopped in the backfield. And that is by big 95, Mo Biggins. Comes away with that big sack. I'm not sack, but tackle for loss. And Baltimore has to settle for 3. And that's the end of the third quarter. 14-7. St. Louis up over Baltimore. But leading into the fourth, Baltimore will be bringing the troops back out. Let's see if they're going to go for it. They're going to settle for 3. Looks like the kicker is coming out. Tarkenton. And Tarkenton is set and ready for the kick. And there's the snap. The extra point is up. Caught it good. Well, not extra point, sorry. The field goal. Add 3 to the scoreboard for Baltimore. As St. Louis sits on top, 14-10. Still to anyone's ball game with 10 minutes and 58 seconds left here on the clock. Here in the fourth quarter, as Baltimore gets set and ready to kick the ball back off to St. Louis. There's a kick there by Tarkenton. And that pass, the return starts at the 6-yard line and down to the 26 is one more. Here's Dylan Asu in the shotgun with Diaz. Trips left is St. Louis. Cody Scott on the line of scrimmage. He comes across the middle of the field. Out and up. Oh, my, what a route by Cody Scott. I saw it when he came off the line. He went up, came in on the end route, then went right back up the middle of the field. What a great reception. Take a look at it here. There's the in route. There's the up. My, great play there by the big tight end. Single back tight end flex here for St. Louis. Not single back, I'm sorry, iPro. And there's a dump off here to Diaz, and Diaz makes a man miss, and he steps out of bounds. Picking up 7 on that reception. It's 2nd and 3 now for St. Louis after that big first down catch by Cody Scott. There's a look at Denzel Diaz, the little general. Asu calling the signals, and he takes a 2-step drop. Gets a little pressure from Baltimore. He steps up, and he's brought down in the backfield. Loss of 3. Give that sack credit to Michael Wall, who has been getting great pressure on Asu all day long. There's a look at it. There's a rip move there. Bring him down. I hope Ace was okay because it looked like his head hit the pavement first.
3rd and 6.
We don't want anyone to have any concussions here in the SFL. We want to keep it injury safe, especially concussion safe here. Twins left here for Ace. There's a shotgun handoff here for Diaz, and Diaz picks up 4 yards there on that play. 4th and 2. Will St. Louis go for it as they had Baltimore's 44-yard lines, or will they punt it away? And it looks like they bring out the punt team.
4th and 1.
Graham Northrup.
44 yards.
No, I'll take that back. Acel's back on the field. 3 wide receiver set. Acel's calling signals. There's an offsides there by Baltimore. We got a free play here for St. Louis. No need for that. One more comes away with the first down reception and more. I'll go ahead and decline that if I was St. Louis and take the yards. What a gutsy call there for St. Louis by going for it. Gladiators does decline the play. Decline the penalty, that is. Great catch there by Juan Moore on that reception, and then the run after it to pick up the first down.
Break.
1st and 10. From the Vultures. 35 yards.
Twins right here for St. Louis. Baltimore is shifting the D-line, and the defensive linebackers looks like they're going to bring pressure to the top of the field. There's a shotgun handoff here to Diaz once again, and Diaz runs the man over, bulldozes over him pretty much as he picks up 5 yards on that play. St. Louis has been running the ball out of the shotgun pretty hefty here today. 14-10. 8 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock here. St. Louis with the ball at Baltimore's 30-yard line as they're knocking on the door to get into the red zone. And deep pass down the middle of the field. He got the man open. And guess who it is? Once again, Nick Finch comes away with a big play to get St. Louis in enemy territory for a chance to put the game in a two-possession game. Nice route there by Finch on the deep post. Great throw by Asel. Twins left here for St. Louis now. Diaz in the backfield goes out on an out route. And down the middle of the field, that pass is tipped and intercepted this time by Baltimore. Give credit to a man takes on the INT, but you got to give credit to the free safety for tipping and batting the ball away. Looks like Giovanni Boat got his mittens on it. Here's another look at it here. And no, it wasn't Boat who got his mittens on it. It was Courtney Kate. The outside linebacker comes away with the deflection, and Takes comes away with the INT. That was a saving play there by Baltimore, not allowing and stopping St. Louis from getting into the end zone or even putting any type of score back on the board again. And strong tight formation here for Baltimore. And they hand it off to Gaines, and Gaines is nothing doing as he stood up at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Three wide receivers set here for Baltimore. Gaines in the backfield. Carroll to the top. Moore to the bottom. And that pass is an out route to Daly Holder from the slot. Picks up 5 yards on that reception. Holder has been sure hands thus far this game. Has been very productive for Baltimore today, I must say. The interception, the Lord give it, and Aman take it away. Another out route here for Malone, and wasn't able to get the first down, but if you ask me, I think he did. If I were Baltimore, I challenge this thing or take another look at it up in the booth. It looks like Malone stepped out past the sticks. And they're not going to go for it. They're going to have Pablo Gates come out and put this thing away. And there's the snap, and Gates kick it off, and St. Louis is going to play coverage. And they get a few blockers here for Moore, but nothing doing as Moore is tackled once he catches the ball. Down to St. Louis 36-yard line. 6:16 left in this ball game, people. I agree with Ada Gage in the chat. He said that's a bad spot. I thought Malone got the first down myself. R62 needs to be brought into league office for questioning. And there's a snap here, and Asu takes a two-step drop, gets a man open downfield as he scrambles and gets himself out of the pocket from that pressure by Baltimore. Tito Moss on that reception and picks up a first down. There's a look at Asu's number. 325 yards passing, 4 interceptions today. My goodness. Can't be too happy with that, but he does have 2 touchdown passes as well. Stat sheets would always show the bad, never the good. There's a play action there by Asu, and that pass is caught down the middle of the field, or shall I say across the field, by Tito Moss once again. His second reception on this drive. Three wide receiver set here for Asu in Baltimore. I'm sorry, St. Louis. And that was a low snap. And Asu tries to run it and nothing doing. He's stopped for a 3-yard loss. 3rd and 4. Give that to Hall. Not sure if Asu was running the ball on a QB sneak or if he was just running it due to the low snap. But either way, give credit for Michael Wall on the sack or tackle, whichever one you want to give him. I think it should be a sack because he was behind the line of scrimmage. Trips left here for St. Louis. There's a 5-step drop by Asu. Got an out route to the bottom of the field, and that is Nick Finch. And Nick Finch was past the sticks. What are the refs talking about? 4th and inches. He was past the sticks. I'm not playing sides, but the guy was past the sticks, just as Malone was past the sticks on the previous drive for Baltimore. And St. Louis is not going to challenge this play. They're going to punt it back to Baltimore.
Oh yeah, punter, I'm coming. I'm blocking this.
R62 have 2 blown calls on back-to-back possessions for both of these teams. That ball bounces at the 8-yard line, stopped and brought down at the 5-yard line, that is, for Baltimore. I am lost of worries here on that last catch for St. Louis. It looks like Nick Finch caught that ball past the sticks, and it looked like he caught the ball inbounds to me. At least here from the booth, it looks like he were inbounds.
Let's go.
There's a look at Gary Malone, the number 1 receiver here for Baltimore. Trips left here for Dazzo. Gains in the backfield, T-Roy. Carroll and Daly Holder to the bottom here in the strips. There's a swing pass here to T-Roy Gaines. Gaines picks up 6 yards on that swing pass. And now Baltimore is going to run for the no huddle. Mike Dazzo staying in the same formation. There's a snap. Dazzo take a 2-step drop. Has Malone to the top of the field. He picks up the first down and more. Once again, Baltimore is going back to the no huddle, staying in the same formation. Trips Malone to the top of the field. Shea and Daly Holder off of the line on the trips. There's Shea. Carroll picks up the 6 yards on that reception. And Baltimore is still in the no huddle offense. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in the clock. Another out route up to the top of the field to Malone. This must be the only play that is in this formation here because they keep running the same play, and St. Louis is unable to stop it. How about you bring the cornerbacks up and play some press? Another out route by Malone again. And he gets another reception. 2nd and 5. 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Baltimore is still running a no huddle. Trips to the left side. Gains in the backfield. Malone to the top by himself. And the corners are playing off. How about another out route to Malone? There it is again. Another reception. 3-1. Finally out of bounds. The clock stops. Baltimore is going to go to the huddle now. Woo! Oh, what a drive by Baltimore by running the same play over and over and over for what, 4 to 5 consecutive times and converting 5 times on that play. Here's Baltimore in a power I formation. Gains to Dr. Power I, and there's a handoff to Gaines, and Gaines blow up in the backfield with a 1-yard loss. How about you give that tackle in the backfield to Ethan Kai? The strong safety came up to lay the wood on Gaines, and Baltimore is going for it. 4th and 2. I would have came out in the trips left, if you ask me, if I was Baltimore. And Mike Dazzo got a man open down to the bottom of the field, and that is Malone. Gary Malone has been money, baby, all day long. Catch after catch after catch. As Mac Wavy used to say, dot, 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 dot down the field, as Dazzo has been doing on this drive. Nice 4th and 2 conversion there for Baltimore. 1st and 10 at St. Louis 47-yard line. 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in this game. Baltimore has all 3 timeouts, including the 2-minute warning. Trips left here for Dazzo. Gaines in the backfield all by himself in the single back. No tight end. There's one tight end. Up to the top. There's a swing pass here to Gaines. And Gaines runs backwards, and he loses 3 yards. Now Dazzo is going to run a no-huddle play once again. 2:39 on the clock. Trips left. Calling the same play. And there's a 5-step drop here by Dazzo. Goes down the middle of the field. He got Malone again. Malone money. How about we call him this Malone? I'm sorry, Garen Malone. Garen Money Malone comes away big on that reception. Money Malone. What a catch. What a route. What a pass by Dazzo. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left on the ticker. 1st and 10 here for Baltimore at St. Louis 32-yard line. Can St. Louis stop Baltimore from moving downfield? Baltimore comes out in a money formation with the trips left. And let's watch Malone do another out route to the top as he did. But he dumps it off to Gaines. Malone was wide open, Dazzo. What were you doing? Got to hit the open guy. But Morehouse picks up 3 yards on that swing pass. There's the 2-minute warning there by R62. 2nd and 7 here for Baltimore. Baltimore's at St. Louis 28-yard line. Twins right here for Dazzo. Offset eye of the halfbacks. Gains to dot the offset eye. 2-step drop here by Dazzo. Throws a swing pass here to the fullback, and the fullback picks up about 4 yards on that play. 3rd and 3 now for Baltimore. That's Morgan on the reception. Morgan comes away. I think that was his first reception of the day. Twins right once again here for Dazzo and Baltimore. Gains the offset eye. And Gaines gets the handoff. He got open room. He picks up the first down and more. He's down to the 12-yard line. T-Roy Gaines with a big carry off on that handoff play there. Split back formation now for Baltimore. Dazzo underneath the center this time. Has Shea Carroll at the top of the field and Malone down to the bottom. 5-step drop. Got Malone wide open. What a nearly one-hand catch by Malone. That pass was behind his back. He took a diving knee and caught it with his left hand. One-handed grab by Malone. Give me a replay, please. Oh, and they're not going to give it to us. You got to be kidding me. That play needs to go in the top 10 if you ask me. Offset strong set for Baltimore. Dazzo underneath the center. Malone in the tight wide receiver slot. Handoff hit the Gaines. He got the first down. And 56 seconds left on the clock. Dazzle in Baltimore is going to run a no huddle. Let's see if they run the same play. And there's a 5-step drop here by Dazzle. Got Gaines open, and Gaines is sacked or hit behind the line of scrimmage for a 3-yard loss. Timeout Baltimore with 43 seconds left on the clock. I think Dazzle should have threw the ball away on that last play instead of dumping it off to Gaines, who lost 3 yards. Now we're looking at 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. They're in their favorite formation. Trips left. Gary Malone to the top. T-Roy Gaines in the backfield, and Malone's on the out route once again. Touchdown. Gary Money Malone comes away with the touchdown. He's in the end zone, baby. Baltimore takes the lead, up by 2 points over St. Louis. Baltimore lead, 40 seconds left on the clock as Sharkington gets ready to kick the extra point. Let's see if St. Louis is going to bring pressure, and will Baltimore be able to convert the PAT? There's a snap. The kick is up, and the PAT is good right down the middle. That was a cheap shot, baby. Tarkenton wasn't planning on missing that one. Baltimore goes on top by 3, 17-14 over St. Louis, or should I say on top of St. Louis, not over because the game is not over yet. 40 seconds left on the clock. This is a simulation football league presented by APM Music. Make sure you check out other scores on ScoreStream. Download it on your favorite mobile device or check it on download the app on your PC. And there's the return by Warren Moore. Warren Moore is out to the 30-yard line as he's brought down. Tackled on that play by Parker Shaw and Matt Simmons. APM Music, production music, library, and custom music house for all of your live streaming needs. Champions Will Rise, official soundtrack of the SFL. 3 wide receiver set here for Asu. Diaz in the backfield along with Stick. Going deep across the middle of the field, and that pass is incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Nick Finch. Not sure if Boat got a hand on it, but Boat and Finch are jawing at it, and Boat tells Finch, look at the scoreboard, baby. We just took the lead. Nope, that pass was not deflected by anybody. It was just underthrown. Went more down to Finch's legs instead of his arms or his hands. But then again, the receiver has to go for the ball. If the ball is not there where it needs to be, you have to go for it. There's Finch at the top. Tito Moss down here to the bottom of the field. And there's a 3-step drop here by Asu. Asu gets pressure, makes a spin move, got a man open, and that is Finch up to the top of the field. He picks up a first down and steps out of bounds, and the clock is stopped with 26 seconds. 1st and 10 for St. Louis now. Here's another look here at the replay. There's Finch getting both feet in before he's stepped out of bounds and tackled by McFly. Hey, wasn't McFly the star character in Back to the Future? Marty McFly? Is that the same name? Correct me if I'm wrong. 3 wide receivers set here for St. Louis. Asu is calling an audible. Diaz in the backfield along with Steck. And there's a 1-step drop here. Got an out route down to Tito Moss. Tito Moss stays in bounds and spins moves, but does not get out of bounds. And timeout by St. Louis. Thank you for all compliments that are coming from the chats. I really do appreciate it. I try to be myself here while I'm commentating the games. Try not to act like no one else. Just try to stay true to myself and who I am as an individual. There's a 1-step drop here by Asu. Going down the middle of the field. He got some in. There's Cody Scott inside of the 30-yard line down to the 29. 1st and 10 St. Louis. 15 seconds left on the clock. Can St. Louis get in the end zone, or will they tie the ball game up with a field goal? How is it that, what is going on with Boat's arm there? How is it that Baltimore is not keeping an eye on Cody Scott? This man has been a thorn in your heel and your Achilles heels all game long. Spygoat is an official sponsor here for the SFL. Not sure why St. Louis is going for this field goal right now. You still have 15 seconds left on the clock, but the kick is up. And it's no good. Wide left. He missed it. Matthew Martin, you got to be kidding yourself. How in the world did you miss that wide left? Baltimore is going to walk out of St. Louis with a victory, all because of St. Louis did not want to go for the ball or for the score in the end zone, or take a shot into the end zone and kick it with 15 seconds left on the clock. My goodness, what is going on in this league? Too many of these are happening where there's too much time on the clock and the kickers are coming out on the field. And Baltimore comes out in the victory formation, kneels the ball, and St. Louis burns their last timeout. Oh, I know the owners of St. Louis and all the players of St. Louis are just devastated right now. How is it that you have a great drive like that, moving the ball down the field with 50-some seconds left on the clock, and you lose the game on a missed field goal inside of the 30-yard line with 15 seconds left on the clock? Hey, Shane Warner, watch your mouth. Don't look like Houston out there. Watch it. Watch it now, Shane Warner. That's the ball game, people. Baltimore with the victory over St. Louis Gladiators, 17-14. Take a look here at the ending, at the game stats. 248 passing yards to 378 for St. Louis. Baltimore was just a better team today, forcing 4 to 5 turnovers, INTs. Great game here in St. Louis by both teams and organizations. Take a look here at the game highlights. There's T-Roy Gaines there on the carry. Good game to both organizations, owners. Colin Northrup of St. Louis. Dwayne, co-owner of St. Louis. Give it up for T.J. Thompson, owner over there at Baltimore. Offensive coordinator, T. Paterniti. And everyone else who has anything or something to do with both of these organizations. Great game, and kudos to both of you guys for coming in and putting on a great show for us. I was proud here to be the commentator for this game, that it went down to the wire. Back and forth this game was. And I tell you one thing, I loved it. As a look here at Gaines picking up that big first down, getting into enemy territory. Make sure you check out SFL action this afternoon. Later on this afternoon, should I say, at 5 o'clock. We have games that will be going on. Let me get that here for you. There's your player of the game, Gary Malone. 139 yards, 1 touchdown. Games that are starting at 5 o'clock today. You have Chicago at Queen City. You have Tulsa at New Orleans. Vancouver at San Francisco. All those games at 5 o'clock on YouTube here. Then you have Las Vegas and Denver, 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern on Twitch. I am your play-by-play commentator for the day. My name is Simien. I am signing out here on the SFL Network on YouTube. You guys have a great evening. I'll see you later on today. Peace.